Thanks for staying with us. Still on Punch?
Yes, I have a story. The president, through his advisor on strategy and special advisor on strategy and information, Bayo Ononuga, has condoled with the Zamfara Islamic School pupils who sadly lost 17 pupils in the fire. 15 were injured. This fire, they said, took place based on the burning of corn stalks, and it engulfed the entire shelter. The shelter actually had 100 students, so it could have been worse. But the person in charge, the teacher in charge of the Almajiri school, Musa Aliyu Abubakar Khalif, said that when the fire started past midnight, it was people in the area that had helped in quenching the fire, because they did not have there were no fire equipment. There were no functional fire equipment in the area, so it was just
fire station.
It was people. There was no fire station, so it was people within the area that helped in quenching the fire, and that led to the loss of 15. They say 17 people were burnt to ashes, 15 injured, but out of the 100, it's still really a very, very sad story.
I'm really looking forward to, maybe it exists, one local government that says, you know what, I'm going to make my own local government the model local government in this country, where it's about getting fire stations, getting your gutters clean, getting all your schools well equipped, all the major basic activities. They'll be coming to learn from your local government. But it's so sad, because you can't blame the governor, you can't blame it is a local government problem. Why is there no something to quench
fire?
For
Lagos, where will you see them? When I go home to the village,
because not prioritized.
My heart bleeds at the roads in my local
Somebody here said, okay, we need fire. I remember
generally with education, they were saying that this
planting flower. We said, what's the planting flower for? But we now eventually saw the flower, because then we didn't understand what is the planting flower. I told you, we went to visit started when they had Andrew came, one of the things where he started planting landscape. Yeah, you know, what is landscaping. But we now saw that you enter your office and you feel like, oh my goodness, this is a nice place to work.
But the president is enjoying that all public and private schools should prioritize child safety, because some of these facilities actually don't have.
This is your first time hearing it, okay?
It's not even just schools, private companies, even government companies don't have all these facilities.
Health and safety awareness.
It's just sad.
I mean, there's a story Nima is going to take, I think, in Vanguard or something.
I was going to take the story.
About the hospital that was built 5 times. Let me
finish the point. The Federal High Court in Lagos on Wednesday convicted and sentenced a 40-year-old American-trained Nollywood filmmaker Mbadiwe Emeka to 5 years imprisonment for trafficking 17.30 kilograms of Canadian loud cannabis sativa, a narcotic drug similar to cocaine, and heroin. Wow. Justice Ambrose Lewis Alagua handed down the jail term after Emeka pleaded guilty to the 2 counts of unlawful possession and importation of the drug by the NDLEA. I'm just happy we're having convictions. So there are some convictions that we must be really celebrating. Okay, Daily Sun very quickly. Import license dispute. NNPCL Dangote no faith by March 18th. ICPC chairman, how government officials paid for ghost hospital 5 times. Why APC will win Anambra governorship election, says National Secretary. Tinubu raises 2025 budget by 4.49 trillion to 59 trillion. And Reps panel Elders Forum beg Tinubu to release IPOB leader Nnamdi Kanu. Okay, let's start with this, your 5 times hospital that Waike was talking about.
The chairman of the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences Commission, Dr. Musa Aliyu, was speaking at a media party, an interactive party yesterday in Abuja, and said that there was a project that was funded 100% 5 times. Yet the project, which is supposed to be the building of a hospital, they don't even see foundation. They don't even pour sand on the ground. Talk less of to see foundation. That nothing to show for it, and they budgeted it 5 times, fully paid for it 5 times. So certainly it was the conduit. And
what state was this?
He didn't mention the state. He didn't mention individuals. He didn't indict anyone. Just was. I mentioned that instance and said we cannot continue like this. This is the problem of corruption. He also mentioned another instance at an MDA. He didn't mention the MDA. He said one of the government officials in the payroll listed his wife and his son, who was a student, as staff members, and they were paying them. And that son was just a student. And he says that, you know, we cannot continue like this. He talked of the role of the media, how the media must help in, reporting corruption in the country and urge the practitioners and well-meaning members of public to sign up to fight against corruption. But
I forgot to mention.
Wish he mentioned somebody.
This part of Daily Sun, the Sun Governor of the Year award, Tony to do more. He was going to Soludo and Mufa and got the award. Congratulations to them. Any other story in Punch?
Yes, we've been the story of our budget. So the budget had been passed before, had been submitted before, but now there's an upgrade to our budget. The Minister for Budget and Economic Planning, Atiku Bagudu.
I took that story. You didn't hear me.
Jesus.
Go ahead. You might have a different angle. Go ahead.
Okay, I wasn't listening to you. But the only thing that I found interesting, because you have already distracted me from the story, is that there's a defense for it. Many people just felt like it was an escalation, but it's not just an escalation, and there's improvement in our revenue as well that they are planning to do.
I said that too. That if
I did not listen to you.
And customs putting money.
I sit down here and I did not listen to you.
Moving on now to Vanguard. Experts warn of dangers as Tinubu jerks up 2025 budget. How government officials paid for one hospital project 5 times. Okay, same stories. Find a story of not taking. Petrol ex-depot price dropped by 2.7% to 895 per litre. Lagos Assembly crisis. Miranda survives as Tinubu fails to meet GAC team. Some strange ECOWAS members may opt to return, says presidency. Electoral fraud. Court sentences Varsity Don, Professor Udok to 3 years in jail. And Owando said to distribute 1.28 billion additional shares to shareholders. Okay, which story?
So let me take the story of Ondo State. The lawmaker representing Ilaje Eseudo, federal constituency of the state, Honorable Donald Ojogo, has asked the federal government to declare the oil-producing coastal communities within Ondo State as a disaster zone. He said that it is requiring a national emergency. His request is that urgent importance, sponsored because of the stress and the need to save the community from extinction as a result of ocean incursion and ocean surge. He's also asking that the amount of, he explained that the community amounts to about 5.8% of the oil produced, 60,000 barrels per day in the oil produced within that community, and they are facing devastating sea incursion, which is that the water is carrying them away, carrying the entire community away. That over 2 decades, hundreds of homes destroyed, properties have been destroyed, displacement of indigents, and this is a money-generating community, and that it should be treated with emergency. Since it's the area, he said it is disturbing scene. If you see it, that international and national broadcast channels have termed it as a depiction of negative and ecological impact images, that it looks bad. So for me, I think that we have enough ministries that can solve this problem.
Serayeku went on that and reported. You should see those pictures, and thank you for taking it. So the lawmaker is doing the.
I watched it. Because, I always watch her.
Her stories, her reports.
Yes, her reports. They are very, very enlightening. I was going to take the Akwa Ibom State High Court has sentenced Professor Ignatius Udok to 3 years in prison for electoral malpractices. He came to court in a wheelchair and he begged the court to.
We've seen that before. Thank you. Next.
As in a soft landing. And the court, on first counts, they found him not guilty. On count 2, bordering on, they found him guilty of the publication of a false result. And count 3, he was found guilty of perjury under section 1191 of the Criminal Code in Akwa Ibom State. He was given 3 years in jail.
Okay, I think that's all we can take on review this morning. When we come back, we have a special feature for today. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.